As a student, San Pedro High School, I can recall my counselor basically saying to me that you will take shop classes. And even then in high school, I had cousins who were taking algebra, very good in algebra, and speaking Spanish, who were being directed to shop classes. Ordinarily, if they had been different kids, they would have been moved into college track classes. That's pretty much what fueled my passion, why some kids are treated differently in our educational process than other kids. As a result of that, I wanted to learn a lot more. Becoming president of the NAACP in San Pedro began to open up more awareness about what was going on across the nation. When I became chair of Region 1, representing the 11 Western states, I got more involved in a lot of the civil rights matters that were impacting people of color in this nation. In the early days of this country, if kids of color were found to be educated, who could read, they could be punished severely. A lot of the punishment was death, just by the fact that they got educated. And so there's been this tremendous fight over the years to bring equity to our schools. That's what has fueled my passion for many, many years, to see that all kids are treated fairly and equitably with respect to their skills and their talents. When I came into the district in 2004, the data that I was looking at on students of color who were involved in AP, about 500 students district-wide. And at that time, we had 94,000 kids. So I was concerned about that. We put together a committee of people, and I brought some folks in who worked with me outside the school district. We put a program in place to recruit kids, to explain this process to their parents. We had orientations, and from 500 to 3,000 today, we've seen those numbers grow. You know, I think that says a lot about the people that I work with here. You know, that's been very gratifying to see that this district is a very progressive district.
In Long Beach Unified, 70% of our children qualify for free and reduced lunch, and approximately a third of our kids qualify on welfare. So we have a very high poverty rate, and we have a very diverse community. So because of Dr. Williams' belief in equity and access for all students, he knows that, especially for students living in poverty, the earlier the better. So for example, he's been a huge advocate of our goal to get 100% of our young people who are living in poverty in one of our own 5 preschools. And we're about 98% there.
The majority of the kids who are born into poverty will wind up in a cycle of poverty. But education can play a significant role in changing that.
Felton Williams is a special man. He isn't just there for the meetings. It's been part of his life. He's really become so part of the Unified School District. And he really was instrumental in starting a program for making sure that high school students graduated.
For the longest time, education was thought about being only a question of access. Now, in the last 10 years, it's become very much a question of success. And Felton has been in the forefront of making equity an equal principle to success.
In junior high school, I had a teacher. She called me up one day and said, "You know, Felton, you have a lot of potential. And tell you what, if you will bring me a report card, a B average report card, I'll buy you the biggest malt in San Pedro." I brought her a B+ report card, and she broke down in tears. That made such an impression on me that I changed. And I recognized that teachers have that ability to impact you. And if the teachers recognize they have that ability, a lot of good things could happen.